Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Weber with Local Umbrella Media. Welcome to Simply Local San Diego, where we meet and learn a little bit more about some interesting San Diegans that are doing some good in the community. And today we have a great guest, Mr. Aaron Moore with Thank You Heroes. I'll let you, thanks for being with us, first of all. Thanks for coming over. We're in beautiful Coronado today. It's a nice hot day, and the Padres are playing as we speak.
As
So
we speak.
don't call in with any scores because I'm going to watch it later. So anyway, well, thanks for being with us through all that, and tell us a little bit about Thank You Heroes. I'm familiar with it just a little bit, but a lot of our viewers won't be. So tell us, what it is and how you got to where you started this, and give us the background.
Yeah, so the background is kind of funny. It was kind of an interesting place in my life, and I ended up going to a school of ministry, and that's kind of where the idea to start a business was created.
Mhm.
But I wanted to do it differently, of course. I wanted to give back, and the interesting thing, my dad was a real estate agent at the time, and my mom had owned a lending company. And so we had a lot of experience as a family in that type of an
Mhm.
industry. But obviously, I wanted to do it differently. I wanted to give back to the community, and I wanted to create a truly safe place for people to buy and sell homes,
Mhm.
right? One of the biggest issues with real estate is you think about an agent and you think, oh, I'm going to get scammed. They're going to pressure me into buying a house. I mean,
Yep.
all this stuff comes with it, right? So I definitely wanted to create something different.
Mhm.
So the idea kind of started at a family dinner where my sister brought it up, and she's like, you guys should do a family real estate company. Like, that's kind of where you guys have had the most experience. And I was always sales, right?
Mhm.
I sold cars, I sold pens, I sold many different things. Treasure chest television. I mean, I've done it all, and I was always really good at it.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of where the idea started. And then from there, it was just bumping our head, trying to figure out how much to give back, what to give back, how to make everything function, how lenders could be a part of it, how contractors, from painters
Mhm.
to electricians to to warranty companies, and everybody that wanted to come on board to the program had to give some type of a rebate back to our heroes.
Okay.
So we specifically work with like police, military, teachers, nurses, firefighters, so first responders, big,
Okay.
but also teachers and police officers. And we eventually came up with a lot of failures. We were under a different name that didn't work out too well because we ended up in a battle between another company. And so then we found and finally changed our name to Thank You
Mhm.
Heroes. And so yeah, and then the program gives money back.
Okay.
So our agents all give a 10% cash rebate back to the hero. That's when they're buying a home. If they're selling a home, they'll give a 20% cash rebate.
Okay.
Okay, so that's up to 30% total between buying and selling a home. And then all the lenders will give a 1% credit towards closing costs. So,
Okay.
you're buying a $500,000 home, that 1% is $5,000,
Yeah.
and they credit that towards their closing costs. That doesn't cost them anything.
So you need to be list them again. Maybe you've listed them all, but veteran, firefighter, policeman, nurse. What else?
Yeah, so there's
What's
teacher, but see,
teacher?
but just understand, just community heroes can be can be
Okay, can be
anything.
anyone.
Yeah,
Okay.
like we've had at home nurses, we've had people that work in the government,
Okay.
just contractors that work through the military. And then the amazing part is, of course, if you are a hero, you can sponsor your family member in, right?
Okay.
So we've had a lot of heroes that are like, hey, my dad's never served in the military, but he was a previous enrolled client,
Got it.
and obviously we were able to bring his dad in. So
Nice.
it's really an amazing program, something that took us a long time to create, and has been up and running really strongly, I would say, probably for the last 5 years,
Great.
which is great. And then recently, one of our biggest pushes is education.
Mhm.
Okay. So everybody knows the market out there. Rates are crazy right
Yep.
now,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So we follow the market. We have a marketing expert that does nothing but pay attention to the market. And obviously, we understood and we knew that interest rates were going to spike
Mhm.
because a gentleman that we follow who got the Crystal Ball Award, which I didn't even know what that was. Apparently, it's an award you get for predicting the market accurately every year, year over year, for 10 years in a row.
Oh,
So the guy's
you
insane.
deserve an award for that if you
Yeah.
can do that right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's who we follow. And his name is Barry Habib. He's an amazing guy. We signed up for all his material. We've
Mhm.
talked to him personally. I mean,
Barry
he's just
Beebe.
Barry Habib.
Oh, Barry Habib. Okay.
Yes. So if you guys are interested in learning of the market and you want to trust somebody, forget media, forget news, forget all of that.
Go with the guy.
Go with this guy that has the experience of it. Yeah.
I remember that name.
Yeah, Barry Habib. He's amazing. So we do understand that right now it's, crazy because housing prices shot through the roof because interest rates were below 3%, which has never happened in the history of real estate. Housing prices soared, skyrocketed up, and now the Feds raised the rates before the market had a chance to correct. So now you have high housing prices and high interest rates.
Right.
So how we combat that kind of thing is we come up with our own program. So we talk with our lenders, and there is something called a 3-2-1 buy down, 2-1 buy down, where because housing prices are still high and people don't want to pay them, sellers are willing to give credits. They just are. And it's back to that market where you go to a seller and say, hey, I need, $12,000 to cover closing costs. And they'll say, sure, I'll give you that credit.
Okay.
So now we just ask for more realistically, we'll offer them full price and ask for a $20,000 credit. And we'll go ahead and pay 15 of that to buy down their interest rate 2%. And then we'll take the other, 5,000 and put it towards closing costs with the 1% credit they get. They've covered all their closing costs, and now they've bought down their rate 2% and it hasn't cost them a penny.
Nice.
And that is becoming more common because listers, people that are listing their homes need to sell during the wintertime. Right? And so, or fall, or whatever we're in, I forget fall, but they need to sell. So when they list their homes, the reality is they're willing to, obviously take a lesser price. And we educate our clients and say, look, this is where the housing prices should have corrected to. It should have corrected about 9%. We're not there yet. So our first offer for our buyers is we say, we're going to offer 9% lower than asking. And then we explain to the listing agent, here's why we're doing this. So once we get them to see that's actually the price and should be the price of their home, then we can go in for like a credit for helping them with closing costs, or obviously to buy down the rate.
Got it.
Most sellers are willing to help because they're also looking for a replacement property, and they understand when rates are high, they would expect the same from the person they're buying the house from.
Right.
So it's all about education. So I wanted to really, really stress the education of our program. We educate our clients through and through about the market, interest rates, what's happening in the housing market, what's going to happen in the next 6 months in the housing market. So my biggest thing is everybody's so confused and scared out there right now.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, there's a big reason to be, but I would say first and foremost, just come to us. Forget about buying a house, selling a house, any of that stuff. Just come to us and get educated. Learn about the market, learn about housing prices, learn about what it looks like if you did own a house now.
Right.
I mean, one of our biggest things is, if you buy a house now at 7%, that's crazy. But here's what's going to happen. Middle of next year, Barry Habib is actually predicting sooner than that. We're talking about February or March next year. The Feds are going to have to drop the rates again. He thinks they might even drop them lower than they were this last time.
You can refi at that time.
Exactly. But if you don't buy now, and you go into the rat race that is low interest rates, you're going to call on a house, and guess what? They're going to have 62 offers on that place that you want to buy.
Yeah, look at recent history to find out exactly what's going to happen again.
It's not a surprise. Yeah, it's not a surprise. So so we really truly educate people on why right now is a good time to buy.
Got it.
Even at a high interest rate, we can go ahead and do the buy down for you, get you into a place for 2% lower, and then in that a couple of years before that buy down is going to expire, rates will be lower. You refinance. You already own your home, so you're not in a rat race. You just refinance, take that lower rate, save yourself some money.
Nice. Get in the game. So it's based in San Diego. You started in San Diego, but
yes,
how
correct.
widespread is Thank You Heroes now? Is it
we were up in Orange County, Temecula, Riverside area.
So
we still
California.
We still are. We had to shut those offices down during COVID at this last moment because we just we didn't have the overhead to cover it all, obviously. So it's kind of a shame, but we are getting back into that area.
So heroes in those areas can still take advantage of the program. You just don't have a physical location.
We just don't have a physical location, and we don't have a ton of agents up there anymore. So, and those markets are still pretty tough. So, excuse me. So we can do Orange County. We still do Riverside because we have agents that are willing to go out there. But I mean, we also want to, the dream of the business is obviously this platform can settle in any state,
right?
All over the United States. So
your plans are to expand nationwide at some point.
Yeah, yeah, we're
Just
gonna
the
open
right
up
time.
3 or 4 offices in different pla like, I think the next place we're thinking is Colorado or
Okay.
Texas, you
So is
know?
it licensing like the other real estate, like a Century 21 or a
Yeah,
Coldwell Banker or something? They buy a license to represent Thank You Heroes in that area?
they can, that would be franchising, and
Okay.
eventually we'll get to that, as an end all be all.
Mhm.
My whole thing is the faith part of the business, you know,
Mhm.
the love service part of the business. I don't wanna lose it,
Right.
you know, and I don't want people coming in and taking over this business and,
Making it something you didn't it wasn't intended to be. Yes.
yeah, you know, those people that wanna go make, you know, tens of millions of dollars, you know, they're not the right ones for
Right.
this company. This is like it's a company that you love and you're passionate about and you have a heart for first. The
Mhm.
money will come. That's
Got
not
it.
an issue. But it's if you're gonna constantly trying to look for ways to make more money, you're gonna ruin the program, what it was
Right.
built for, because you're gonna start charging your agents, you're gonna start charging lenders ridiculous fees, taking stuff out on clients, all the stuff that we refuse to do. No matter
Yeah.
how hard we're struggling, we
Right.
refuse to change the dynamic of the program
Right.
because the program is designed to be free. Because everybody's like, you should just, I mean, all the stuff you're offering, you could charge for them to be enrolled in the program.
Mhm.
And I'm like, it defeats the whole purpose
Right.
of what I built, you know? So, um, we definitely have a heart for, I mean, you should see our reviews. I mean, I would challenge people too, is like, forget watching our commercials and all the stuff that we do. Go online and look at what people are
So it's
saying about us.
thankyouheroes.com, correct? Okay, I'm
Thankyouheroes.com.
gonna
Yeah.
take a drink here. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
And how I do it is go to Thank You Heroes reviews. I
Okay.
any company I'm looking up, I just go so and so reviews and I look it up. I was looking up this company that does personal loans that somebody asked me about, you
Mhm.
know, Freedom something, I forget. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can look it up. I looked it up and it took me 5 minutes to decide this is not a great company.
Yeah.
They got 473 reviews at 2.5 stars. I think there's an issue,
Yeah,
you
they
know.
need
And but I always challenge them. I'm like, you know, look, I also don't go to food places based off what other people think because we
Mhm.
all have different tastes.
Of
And I
course.
said, but when it comes to the service industry where you're bringing a service to clients and you're actually interacting with them and speaking with them, you want to know that everybody thinks the same thing,
Got it.
right? So the more consistent reviews you see, the better.
So, just so I understand, so you get a rebate for the actual purchase, buying and selling the home.
Yep.
You get a rebate. You get a some sort of rebate on or back on the loan,
Mhm.
and also there's some home improvement and some other affiliates that give discounts and things like that too. That part I didn't realize.
Yeah. So once you're enrolled in the program, you're enrolled forever.
Okay.
So let's say you're purchasing a home. Okay.
Mhm.
So you go through the process. We find you a home. It's an amazing experience. You
Mhm.
love it. You leave the review. You get a 10% cash rebate. That's cash money to buy
Mhm.
furniture, whatever. You get your lender credit. You cover your closing costs. You're extremely happy. Let's say 9 months goes by, right? Something happens, like you have a crazy neighbor, or all of a sudden there's a huge crime spree in your neighborhood. I don't know. Just make something up. Doesn't matter. Rabid dogs so let
Life
loose in
happens.
your
Something in life would happen. Yeah.
yeah, just something. And you reach out to us and you're just like, hey, we can't, we you know, this home isn't what we wanted. You
Mhm.
know, we didn't know this neighborhood was that crazy, or the school district was horrible, or whatever it may be, or
Mhm.
just circumstances change.
Right.
Military guys get deployed, whatever it is, right?
Get a job somewhere else.
Job
Anything can
somewhere.
happen. Yeah. Get
Yeah.
divorced,
So
married.
one of the guarantees we offer is if you're not completely satisfied with the home you purchase in the first 12 months, the program will buy it back or sell it for free.
Oh, wow.
So you can literally reach out to us and say, "Hey, things have changed. Can you come sell my house?" And we'll sell it for free. You know, we'll get them out of the house, out of the situation they were in. And guess what? Even if they did make a little money in the house and we sold it, that money still goes back to them.
Nice.
We don't keep it.
Okay.
So we just really want people to understand we're not ever going to force anybody to buy a house. That's not who we're about. And then the other side of it is contractors, home warranty companies.
Mhm.
We have a lot of control. So if you have an issue that can't be solved by the normal procedure, which is call your warranty, call your insurance, whatever, and they can't solve it, we want people to call us because we'll take care of it.
Really?
One way or another, you're going to get taken care of because you're a part of the program.
Okay.
So um, I don't know how to explain it. It's like once you're involved, once you're in part of the program, unless you email us and say, I no longer want to be a part of the program, you can reach out to us 2-3 years down the line and say, yeah, I'm ready to move up. My kids are all grown up and, you know, we want to either move down to a smaller house or move up to a bigger house. And I'm like, yeah, just reach out to us. We'll get the process started.
Okay. So there's a qualification. You have to be a hero.
Mhm.
And is there a cost to become a member of the program?
No.
Okay.
It's
So
free.
it's free to sign up.
Free to sign
You
up.
only spend money if you're buying something like a house, and then you get those rebates and things. So, wow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have amazing stories. You know, if you look at our reviews, there was a couple ladies that were living in their car, you know, the year before they came to us, and
Mm.
you know, we were able to get them into a condo. Obviously, we didn't make any money on the deal; it was all
Mhm.
free, but we were able to put them into a home. So,
Change some lives.
yeah, it's just like, you know, the whole point is buying a house is a huge deal.
It's enormous.
Look,
Yeah.
rates are high. You
Yep.
know, housing prices are high. Everybody's freaking out right now
Yep.
because they don't know what to do. And it's like, I get it. I know exactly what you're going through. I've gone through it so many times,
Mhm.
you know, and the reality is unless you get educated and you get educated by people you trust, quit listening to your grandmother and your,
Right.
you know, and your mother-in-law and all the
Yeah.
people that don't own homes or never been through the process or bought
it.
once in 1978, you know, it's
Got
like,
it. Find an expert you can trust. And check
Yeah.
them out. Check out the reviews and do your
Yeah.
homework and spend. It's a huge investment. Some people don't give it the credit it deserves, but it's a life changing experience, good or bad. And
Yeah.
it can be really good, but it can be there's some things to watch out for. you
For
know?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always things to watch out for. And that's
Right.
the thing is education is key. And, you know, if I can express anything to people, it's just get educated.
Right.
That's the thing. We're never going to make you buy a house. We're never going to make you sell a house. That's
Right.
not who we are.
Right.
If you come in and say, look, I just want to get educated, you know, could I get educated for the next 6 months? I said, yeah. Why don't you come to all our education seminars,
Mhm.
everything that we put on, get yourself educated so you can make an informed decision,
Got it.
something that you're confident in, not
Got it.
just like, oh, these, you know, 5 people told me I need to do this, so I'm going to go do this. You know, it's like find out why they're telling you to do it.
Yeah.
Understand
Seems
what
so
you're getting
simple,
into.
huh?
Yeah.
So no cost, no obligation. Just learn. You know, do your homework, learn, and have someone help you make a good decision.
Yeah. You know, somebody told me once, I forget what they were talking about. I think buying a car, you know, and it's like, you know, if you get into a dealership and somebody comes and hands you the ins and outs of how much that car is worth, how much
Mhm.
money you can get discounted, what interest rate you can get through whatever bank, and they gave you all the information you could to go buy that car. How much, if you're getting a good deal, if you're not getting a good deal, all the stuff that they have out there. If you walked in with all that information and you're like, it would be super simple. You
Right.
go out there and say, I want that car. Here's the price I'm paying. Here's the price I'm paying for all the stuff I want.
Yep.
Give me that deal because that's the confident
It's
deal that I have.
empowering.
Yeah, it's
with
empowering.
knowledge, but you have to take put out a little effort to empower yourself. The information is there.
Yeah.
There's people here to help. So you still have to make the call. You still have to join. You still have to go to the seminars and learn.
Yeah.
You just can't walk in blind, or you're going to get sold something.
Yes.
Car is a perfect analogy. I do not like buying cars because I don't ever feel empowered. Now it's better than it used to be, but it's certainly a good analogy to keep in mind. So thankyouheroes.com.
Thankyouheroes.com.
And people can go to the website and not only learn how to contact you, but also there's information on there too to kind of get them started and what the whole program's about. So,
yeah, and they can also go, there's you can search for homes on our website.
Okay.
You can do and please do not believe this is exactly what you'll get for your home, but we have a link that or a page that you can click on to
Mhm.
get the value of your home.
Right.
It'll just take comps from your area, you know, and give you an estimated value of your home. You can search for homes. There's information on there. There's education seminars they can sign up for, or just the chat box. You know,
Mhm.
if you guys have questions or any concerns or anything. We've had people just show up at our office like, hey, I just wanted to make sure you guys were legit. And, you know, we sat down with them in the conference room and talked to them and they told us what they wanted to do. So we love all of that stuff,
Yeah.
you know, do your research. I mean, we had people come up. One lady I called and she's like, yeah, I just want to enroll in the program. And I was like, well, we usually need to go through the enrollment process. And she's like, I'm good. I just want to enroll in the program. She went through almost every single one of our reviews. And she goes, here's what I found interesting. Most of your reviews had nothing to do with the money you get back.
Mm.
It was all about the people's experience, how much
Nice.
they love feeling like they were part of a family and at home and everybody had their back and they had all their questions answered. And that's really what the reviews are about. And she's like, that's all I'm looking for. I just needed a place I could trust. And she
Yeah.
goes, you guys seem like that place. So.
Well, too many industries, it's hard to find that. So it's good to know somebody's there. So well, thanks for sharing all that with us.
Yeah.
If you want to find out more, go to thankyouheroes.com.
Yep.
You know, there's a bunch of information there. You can come in and see Aaron.
Yeah.
And
I'm
the
always
team.
pretty much at the office. Well, been working a lot outside the office lately, showing properties and stuff. But yeah, You could definitely come to the office. We have people there all the time. So
Nice. Well, thanks for sharing all that with us. It's
Yeah, you're
it's
very
amazing,
welcome.
and I'm going to dig in and learn a little bit more about it. Also, not that I'm in the market right now,
Yeah.
but that day will come.
Yeah.
So, thanks
Yeah.
for sharing with us. That's our show today. I do want to thank our sponsors, Attorney King, of course, Sequan Casino, IB Fitness. This is Simply Local San Diego. You just met another very interesting person here in San Diego that helps our local residents and especially our heroes um, be comfortable and save some money too on buying a home. That's our show today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Simply Local San